Hello, hello, hello. I think my camera is completely filthy. Let me get something to clean it off here. 1 second. I look really good. Yeah, that's better. Thanks. Thanks. This is Use Your Weapon. I'm the Epiphanist. How you doing? How you doing? I am live on Facebook. Thank you for joining me. Or YouTube. Thank you for joining me. I know I'm late. It's supposed to be 8:44, but you know, so today's show is really, it's just me chatting with you. I just really wanted to have a conversation about freedom. Um, a conversation about freedom. And I'm hesitant because I'm going live on Facebook as well. So if you'll give me 1 second, I will be done very shortly. But the conversation today is about freedom and um, how to get there. You know, um, give me 1 second just to type this up real quick. Um, Thank you. This is the Epiphanist. I go by the Epiphanist. I have a lot of epiphanies, so it just makes sense for me to call myself the Epiphanist. But I do thank you for joining me. I thank you for coming to Use Your Weapon. This is a beautiful day. It is Saturday. It is June. No, it is January 8th. Saturday. I don't know where I get June from. I'm already way ahead of myself. Way ahead of myself. Thank you for again. Thank you for joining. So I really want to. Oh, I think I made a mistake. I hope it doesn't go live with that mistake. It's so bad when you go bad with a mistake in your spelling. And I think I am live now. So there we go. So this Use Your Weapon, as you can see in the background. Thank you for joining. Today, um, live today is about freedom. So I wanted to get to some understanding, and I've been diagnosed with Stockholm syndrome. So for anybody, I hope that it doesn't offend anybody, but I do smoke marijuana. And marijuana is my medication of choice, um, as opposed to what others would like for me to be on. But that's not the conversation today. So the conversation today is about freedom. I have made some choices in 2022, as most of you have had, and I've decided to sound my trumpet. And most of you understand that phrase from church, sounding your trumpet. But more importantly, that's what Use Your Weapon is about. Using your weapon is about sounding your trumpet. It's about getting somewhere in freedom. It's about finding yourself. It is about finding your truth. In finding your truth, you'll find your spirituality. I kid you not. It's easy when you are honest with you, and if you start following your path, you'll find freedom. And the reason why I say this is because um, I'm a survivor of child abuse, and I'll put that out there. But more importantly than people knowing my personal story is that once you get the truth, everything becomes obvious. Okay, so I'm not here to preach or teach or say anything, but I'm here to just share my story. It's a story of brokenness. It's a story of struggle. It's a story of youth, and it's a story of um, maybe a lot of what you people what you can relate to, because everybody has been hung on the cross. Everybody's had up their own cross. Everybody's been, you know, hung to their own crosses, and this was just mine. But I found some freedom in my truth. And I wanted to share that with you on the podcast or on the YouTube channel. Use your weapon. So today I'm going to continue to go through my journey. I know whatever you focus on will grow. And so in that growth, I want to see myself grow. I want to see my journey grow, and I want to see my gnosis grow. So I've decided to make some non-bargaining truths with myself. The truth will be what I say it is. Mm-hmm. What I've realized is that I've been given a lot of other people's property, other people's intellectual property. Intellectually, I had in my mind what was given to me in the form of religion. It was given to me. I didn't have a choice. I was born into it. I was baptized into it. I was indoctrinated to it. It was my religion. Now, whatever your religion is, it doesn't matter. We're not here about religion, because what we understand is that religion changes over time. Mm-hmm. We've been Islamic. There's Hinduism. There's Christianity. There's Mithraean. There's Zoroastrianism. There are so many different type of religions that clearly religion changes with dispensation, time, and in time your story changes. And that's what we went over in my first podcast. It was called Jesus, God, or Guru. Whether the story of Jesus can be told to you today, whether you would think that, we would be talking about a God, or we are, really talking about a guru. So really in that first podcast, we talked about Jesus. Could I sell that story to you today? Probably not. But in the second podcast, I talked about, are you crazy or are you just a liar? Because now that you understand that these stories have holes in them, now you have to understand that, okay, so am I crazy to continue to believe it and not find my own? Now, when you look for spirit, it says cast your, I care for you. I am a Christian scholar. I've been in church my whole life. So I'm not talking about something that I don't know and that I don't understand. I clearly wrote the Bible on the tables of my heart. That was what it was instructed to me to do, to write the Bibles on the tables, to write the scriptures on the tables of my heart. But when I tell you that freedom, truth, when you live in your truth, when you don't accept lies, and I mean honest to God truth, I mean the kind of truth that's going to hurt, but living in them will take you down your path. Spirituality comes from within, not from without, and you have to get on your path. See, when you dump everybody else's things out of your bag, that was one of the lessons that we learn is dump everyone else's. Dump your mama stuff out your bag. Dump your spouse stuff out your bag. Dump your kids stuff out. When you are only dealing with your materials, you can start to build your house. You don't want to start building your house on sinking sand. You need a foundation. You know what I mean? So when you get a foundation to build on something, the foundation can't be mud, because landslides, it'll shift. Sand moves. You have to build on a solid rock, and rock is truth, knowledge. But beyond all of your truth and your knowledge, you must get understanding. If you don't understand how to apply the truth and the knowledge, you might as well continue to walk in darkness. And if you refuse to apply truth and knowledge, you're walking in knowledge. And that's where I come to say, are you just a liar or are you crazy? Because if you're walking in the lie, then I think you might be crazy. Because you're only going to end up somewhere that's not your destiny if you continue to walk down a road that doesn't have your destiny attached to it. And that means walking in freedom. That means walking in truth. That means saying, you know what? I got to let some people go. I got to let some people go. I got to let some people go. Let that sink in. Because when you walk in your freedom, sometimes you walk alone. So wisdom, knowledge, and understanding takes a frontline soldier. There are no cowards on the front line. I kid you not. Ask any frontline soldier. There are no cowards on the front line. So I say to you today, in your freedom has wings, I can tell you that. Freedom has a boldness. Freedom has a certain, shall I say, je ne sais quoi. So I'm here to talk about following what you hear in your ear, sounding your trumpet. Lessons learned and lessons applied equal freedom and spirituality. People always want to know how to get spiritual. Walk in the light, your light. Put down all the strongholds. And that's easier said than done, because sometimes a stronghold looks like your family members. I know mine did. I can share that with you. I've had to let family go. They were trying to take me something that I didn't recognize. So when I tell you that there are no cowards on the front line, that's what freedom looks like. When you have to learn to fly, you fly alone sometimes. But that's okay, because you get experienced in flying. You learn your location, you learn your route, and you end up in your destination. And it's the best part about learning to fly. So how do you get to freedom? Number one, honesty. Honesty within. Start there. If you have to sit with yourself, if you have to write it out, if you have to tell yourself, these are the things that I'm going to do on a consistent basis. You know, when I started this podcast to be consistent, I started this podcast to be consistent in all my doings. In all my thinking, I want to be consistent. I want to be balanced in all my doing, all my giving, all my saying, all my speaking. I want to be balanced. And this podcast is proof of that balance. Consistency. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you will like, share, and subscribe. This is Use Your Weapon, just like it says in the back. I hope that you're enjoying the show, and I hope that you will share, and I hope that you will watch it with others. If you are one of my residents in one of my communities, hello. I'm a property manager by trade, my career. I've been in property management my whole life. So it has chosen me. And I'm grateful. Very grateful. But my property management company is the 25th Dynasty, and the 25th Dynasty brings you Use Your Weapon. Thank you. So In sounding your trumpet, you may have to have a one-man band, but that's okay. You know all the tunes to that, you know all the tunes to that musical, you know all the songs, you know everything. So I want to talk to you about unlearning things and finding yourself. It really is a matter of unlearning things and listening to what you hear in your ear. You know, this show is about what I hear in my ear. See, obedience is the number one way to freedom. You know, your parents used to say, be obedient, but obedience is how you get to freedom. Honesty, living your life, dumping all the things out of your bag that aren't yours. That's the first place to start. When you have all the things in your bag that are yours, then you start living on those things. And I guarantee you, righteousness will come. Put you on a righteous path. Put you on a righteous path. When you're on a righteous path, you meet righteous people. You just connect with prosperity somehow. See, because rightness finds rightness. I kid you not. So let's talk about wisdom, knowledge, understanding. But above all, you'll get understanding. See, applied knowledge is understanding. It means that you have learned how to walk through hoops. I kid you not. It's a beautiful thing when you know how to walk through hoops. I kid you not. Because this world keeps throwing us hoops. We walking around with masks on. Look around. Evolution is going somewhere. You better get going. See, when you start living on the truth, you'll start evolving. See, I'm evolving. This show is about me becoming my best self, my most supreme Godhead. That's what we're all looking for. We all are created to serve. That's what we're created for. We're created to praise. Without praise, we're dead. And anything not growing is dead. If you're not growing, you're dead. Here's my praise. So in my praise, I want to be consistent. So I say to you, find your praise. Today is the day that the Lord has made. I will be glad and I will be made glad in it. You see, this is my joy. You can't get it because you didn't give it. And when you become clear in your truth, I cannot tell you how living, and I'm going to share something with you. I just found my father 4 years ago. And most of you knew I had a name, Relaford. My birth name is Royal. And I just found my father, and ironically, I found him on Facebook, just like I'm going live on Facebook and YouTube. You see, the Spirit takes you somewhere if you listen to what you hear in your ear. So I just found my father about 4 years ago. Do you know that now that I'm on my righteous path, things are happening righteously for me? It's almost like a film. A cloud was removed. See, when you are put in darkness, you fumble. But when you are the light, you become light. You become sons of light, daughters of light, children of light. Isn't that what your man God was trying to tell you, Jesus, that most of you are serving? Most of you are trying to become light. He was the light of the world. You are the light of the world. You are the light of the world. I kid you not. I kid you not. So walking in light, when you become light, see, when you walk in light and you become light, I can't tell where I am and where the light begins and where the light ends, because I just want to become a daughter of light. You just want to become a son of light. We want to be called children of light. That's really where our supreme Godhead wants to go. We're looking for God, but we're trying to become supremely one. You see the connection? You see how everything is within, not without? And see, when you become wisdom, when you become knowledge, and you apply the understanding, you start to live better. Your smile becomes genuine. You can look at people in their eyes and you can be your authentic self, your supreme Godhead. That's what all the gurus are going. That's what your man God, your guru Jesus, I call him a guru. That's just me. You respect him as you want to respect him. But I call him in this day and time, I will call the man God Jesus a guru. And the reason why I call him a man God is because remember in the book of Matthew, he never referred to himself as a God, always the man. He was a man of God. He himself relied on the source. So what I'm telling you is that you can go into the source. You become the source. It's within. It's not without. And righteousness becomes honesty. Truth and light go hand in hand. You can't walk in darkness and walk in truth at the same time. It's impossible. It's impossible. And that's why most of us are walking around in circles and going around. That's why we can't get anywhere. That's why we're hanging with the same people, going down the same roads, living with the same. You know what? I want to talk about prosperity. Prosperity has a different language. The words are different. The people look different. Prosperity, when you connect with prosperity, you'll feel different. You'll vibrate different. Do you know that we vibrate? That's what the pyramids are about. It's about vibration. So I want to say to you that walking in light, sounding your own trumpet, listening to what you hear in your ear, takes you somewhere. You'll start to evolve. And this place, this planet is evolving. We're wearing masks. We're going somewhere. You better get going. So in light, I suggest that you find your spirituality, not religion. Because again, religion has changed. Christianity. I don't know where we're going now. We're going to artificial intelligence. I don't know where we're going now. But I know where I'm going. You see, we've got to understand that there's nothing out here. If you can see what's going on out here, every system that's on this planet is failing. In my first podcast, we talked about disciples. I wish I had my picture here, but I don't have it. And we had the Michelangelo depiction of what the disciple and the Last Supper was. It was Jesus in the middle and his 6 disciples on each side of him, to the left and to the right of him. There were 6. Now we know that that totals 12, and we know that this universe, it speaks in the language of numbers. So the universal number of 12. You have 12 systems in your body, your digestive system, your circulatory system, your muscular system. You know, it's really simple when you start looking at how the system within goes with the systems without. The planets, you're your own planet within, you know. Your spirit housed in a body, and this body is continuously your planet. It's made up of 70% water, just like the planet is. Your melanin, just like the planet is. And I'll speak on melanin and non-melanated later, because that is such a touchy topic. Because everybody thinks that we're going to the same heaven and the same hell. Well, we're not. It's a simple thing when you understand simplicity. I can't see how everyone thinks that we're going to the same place when we have all different beliefs. But here's the thing, there's only one God. There's only one source that we call God, the supreme Godhead, and we're looking to become one. We're looking to join it. This thing is simply beautiful, but this world has convoluted it. And a lot of the convolution has come into your religion. A lot of your convolution in spirituality comes into your religion. Religion takes away your power. It takes away your magic. Especially the religion of Christianity. Your oppressor's religion, and we talked about this in the podcast, your oppressor's religion takes away your magic. Now, this is not something to prove in or prove out. Again, remember at the beginning of this show, the truth is what you deem the truth to be. So, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. If you're waiting for the man, God, Jesus, anyway, you're waiting. Get wisdom. Look up. You see the stars, you see the sky, you see the above, you see the constellation, you see that there's something up there. You should concern yourself with what you walk under. Or better yet, what's above you? What reigns over your head? You should consider yourself lucky. And let me plug in. Oh boy, my battery's about to go. Give me 1 second, guys. Oh boy. Thank you for holding on. Thank you. You know, I can say that this has taught me so much doing this podcast. This thing is so funny to me. But you know what? I've been given an assignment. And when you understand the assignment, see, the assignment is me. Catch your breath. And see, that's my next show. That's my next show. When the assignment is you, boo. The assignment is you the whole time. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. That's why I say it's within, not without. When the assignment is you, boo. That's kind of cute. I always add the boo in there when the assignment is you, boo. But really, in seriousness, the assignment is you. It's always been you. So the next podcast is when you understand that the assignment is you, boo. So I'm so happy that you're here. This is Use Your Weapon. This is my podcast and YouTube channel and Facebook. We're going to have so much fun. This is about me being consistent. This is about me finding my true self. This is about me finding my own wings and hoping and praying that this can help someone else. Again, I am a survivor. I just told you in the beginning, I've survived so many things, meaning that I just found my father. I just got my memory back. You know, I suffer from Stockholm's, or they have given me Stockholm syndromes, where you are made to fall in love with your abuser. I thought it was interesting, but it's true. But I believe that a lot of us suffer from that. Our oppressors, I believe that to another show, because that could get touchy. Ooh. But back to me, because this was about me, nobody else. I don't want to go there. But really what I'm telling you is that once I realized that this was an attack on my mind, that the enemy was trying to take my mind by way of taking my time, taking my father. All these things here are spiritual. We don't fight them in the flesh. Everything here is happening in the spirit. We just have eyes to see it. And when you walk in your righteousness, you know what you're looking at. You know what curses they're trying to put over you. And that's why I say you need to protect your magic. Knowing is protecting. Just the sheer action of wisdom, knowledge, and understanding is the protection. Get it? Because they're playing a whole shindig on you. Whether it be the systems that we live within, whether it be family members, where if you don't take possession of your own tools and build your own house with your own tools, if you keep lending your tools out, and I'm a property manager, so I have a lot of maintenance men, so please excuse my lingo. But if you keep lending your tools out, when you need your jackhammer, you won't have one. Now, this is me helping you get your own tools. I can't lend mine out. See, the Bible talks about oil, giving your oil away, giving your salt away. See, we can all write our own stories. So I say, stop giving your tools away. When you look in your tool cabinet and you're looking for your measuring tape and you done gave it away, so this is me telling you, stop giving your oil away. Stop giving your salt away. Now that one's biblical. That's not from the book of Tamika. That's a biblical story. Stop giving your salt away. Stop giving your oil away. And this should be a repetitive thing because, you know, there are so many people on Facebook and Twitter and so many places talking about self-love and self. So this should be just more the same, more the same. I think the whole atmosphere is changing. So this should be more the same, reiteration of the same. You see, God, the supreme, comes in disciplic succession. You should hear all the disciples of the Spirit preaching the same thing. It's called disciplic succession. The Spirit moves over the water, over the air. You know, there are elements. Did you know that? You know, fire, water, air. We're made of those things. We breathe in air with water. We can't live without fire. Earth, we walk on it every day. You earth signs. You know, it's a possibility that we are rotating right now while we are walking forward. That's a very hard thing to do, and we can't do anything about it. So what I'm trying to tell you is that everything not growing is dead. So if you're not moving forward because you can't stop the rotation, if you're not getting wisdom in your forward movement, if you're not getting understanding in your forward movement, if you're not getting knowledge in your forward movement, because see, we're moving forward. If you're not getting these things, you're dead. Anything not growing is dead. It's a true story. Go to any graveyard. These aren't my stories. These are true stories. So when I talk about sound your trumpet, this is about being understood. This is about leaving your legacy. You want to leave something, start with leaving your true, authentic self. That's how you leave a legacy. So I want to unravel some things about religion because you don't need it. You know, it really is a cult. You go to the same church, you sit in the same pews, you listen to the same preacher. He preaches the same sermon out of the same book. You know, you wave to the same people. You see, this is not getting wisdom. This is more of the same. And if you think your God is jealous, well, you should have been gone, because I can assure you that every man has fallen short. And I pause because it's funny, because you were born into sin. So if he was so jealous, if the God you serve was so jealous, he put you in the thick of it and told you he put you in the thick of it. You were born into it. Now, how are you jealous and you put me in something? So we have to start wiggling our way out of some things. Your oppressor's religion is not yours. Take it for a grain of salt. It took you somewhere. It took you somewhere. Jesus took us somewhere, but now we have to move past him. And I mean that in the most respectful way as possible. You're looking for your supreme self. You're looking for your own Godhead. What you're looking for is your best personality, your supreme personality. You're looking for God within. He's not without. There's nothing out here that I would attach myself to and call it God. Just so we're clear. No church, no church home, no pastor. Nothing is out here in this world that I would attach myself to and call it God. So when you keep going to these churches and you keep practicing these religion, I want you to look for your supreme self. That's all we're looking for. You're looking for the personality of one that you seek, the source of everything. Your pastor's not your source. And here is why we say Jesus was the guru. Because Jesus himself was not the source. But that's just your Christianity religion. And I speak on that because I am a former Christian and I have the tables of the scriptures written on my heart. I can quote them. They're beautiful. See, the Bible is the biggest book of wisdom. But you have to edify yourself for yourself. Education. And I don't mean this westernized education. I don't mean your oppressor's education. You got to take the story where it started. For us here on this hemisphere, there are ones that left proof. They're still looking for the graves of Jesus. I don't know where they are. There's not a cousin we can find that's a Jesus cousin. You know, I would imagine if the man was so popular, there would be an uncle around. Somebody. But we're all children of God. That's what most would say. But reality speaks is that, honestly, there was not just Jesus. There were more of the children. Mary had more children. Joseph had more children. So let's just get off of that story, because that story, we can go to any church. If you don't understand the story, go to any church. There's about 17 churches on one block. They'll tell you the story of Jesus. But when you're moving past him, you start to look up. You start to find yourself in the stars, because you are a star, born under a star. Your birthdays, the time you were born. Do you understand that time is the most valuable thing in this world outside of melon? Time. We can't give you melon. You can take it and make you, get you. They have melon pills, melanated pills, where they make people sleep because it helps you dream and it helps you get to your most supreme self. Look in melon. Look into melon, but you can't get that. And then you can't get time. I can take anything away from you and you can replenish it other than time. See, when you think about this space, they want your time. That's why all the tomfoolery is about. It gives them time to brainwash you. It gives them time to do what they need to do. If you wake up in time, they won't have any more time. Time is a commodity. That's why they wake you up at 8 o'clock and tell you to get to work at 6 o'clock. Time is a commodity. They want to control your time. Starts this time, in this time, take a lunch break at this time, go here this time, wait in line this time. Time is a commodity. Controlling one's time is controlling the body. Controlling the body. Where the mind goes, the body goes. So you got to start looking at this thing so differently. All of this tomfoolery is for the convenience of time. Now, where they're going with this time, I don't know. Nor do I care, because that's not where I'm going. Elevate. We're wearing masks. Elevate. If you feel the spirit talking to you, listen. Take the time. Meditate. And you don't even have to meditate. Sit in the quietness of yourself. If you can't sit with yourself and listen to what you hear in your ear, learn to quiet yourself. If you can't sit with yourself, remove everything out of the equation that eliminates you from sitting with yourself. If you have anxiety, remove one that is making you anxiety filled. Remove it. Because what you say no to is what the spirit is trying to get you to say yes to. Remember that. And that's for somebody. And I don't have a lot of followers here. But whatever you're saying no to, give it a yes. Just for kicks and giggles, give it a yes. Doesn't matter about the money. Doesn't matter about the people. It don't matter about the space. Give it a yes in your spirit and start to think and form your thoughts on that yes. Build your foundation on that yes. I promise you it'll take you somewhere. This is my praise. This is my praise to the spirit. I get up every day and I praise the name of my ancestors. They watch over me. You know, I say that to say, Jesus is not your ancestor. Think about who gave you Jesus. Think about where he was before he was on the plantation. Was he with you before you and your... Was he in the Congo, the jungles of Africa prior to them? Was he there prior to your oppressor? Was your ancestors... You know, I am of Indian descent. Like I said, just found my father, and I found out that I am of Indian descent and African descent. I can tell you that I've been doing some research on Africans, and I've been doing some research on Indians. And I say that because that's what the Americans call it, but tribal people. I am of Creek people, the Creek Nation, Appalachian Indians to be exact. And I'm looking into my history. And looking into my history made me think about the history of everything. History. It's a good place to start. So when you are looking into the history of yourself, think about it. Where did you get this Jesus from? Where did your ancestors get this Jesus from? Start following the history of where did this happen? It'll take you somewhere. And I'm not trying to take anything from anybody. I'm trying to just show you a different way because, again, remember in the beginning, I told you that in every story, in every time, every race of people have taken the story of the Magi's, the three kings, the Virgin Mary, Isis. They've taken Joseph, Osiris. They've taken the baby Jesus, Horus. You know, every dispensation has made this story their own and made up their own characters. Islam, Elijah Muhammad. You know, everybody has made up their own stories in each dispensation. So if you can't figure that out, that they're making up their stories as they go, they're taking the story and they're making it up as they go. I promise you. If they go into AI, artificial intelligence, I can guarantee you there'll be a virgin birth of some sort of AI, whatever, whatever. We're not going there, but they are. The story of origination. So that's neither here nor there. You can do your own homework on there, but here we are, and this is Use Your Weapon. I'm the Epiphanist. I have a lot of epiphanies, so that's where I get my name from, the Epiphanist. And so with that being said, your homework here today is to sound your trumpet. Do something this week that you wouldn't do, that you've been saying no to, but it keeps resounding in your head. You keep saying no to it, but you keep hearing it in your head. Do that this week. This upcoming week, this is the challenge. Sound your trumpet. Just play one tune this week. It's the way you get to your righteous path. Sound your trumpet. Just do one thing this week. Just sound it. I promise you, you'll feel so much better. It'll get you to your next destination. Listen to what you hear in your ear. The next conversation that we're going to have next week, I wrote it down. Oh, when the assignment is you. I'm so happy to know that the assignment is me. You know what? I'm so happy to know that somebody is working on me. So next week's topic is when you know the assignment is you. What you gonna do, boo? So this is the Epiphanist. I have a lot of epiphanies. So again, the homework next week is to sound your own trumpet. Do something that you normally wouldn't do. So I'm going to tell you what my normal thing that I wouldn't do. I have been writing poetry. So this Sunday, I'm going to Apache Cafe. Don't know if I'm going to speak on my poetry, but I'm going to be in the building. And that is something that I wouldn't normally do. Sounding my trumpet, y'all. This is Use Your Weapon. I hope that you will like, subscribe, and I hope that you will share. Avis creating time with their written lines. That's kind of dope. Avis creating time with their written lines. That's kind of dope, eh? Thank you for watching, Avis. I love you so much. Thank you for your support, and I love you. So next show, again, I'm going to reiterate, it is sounding your own trumpet, following what you hear in your ear when the assignment is you. So I hope that you'll join me. I hope that you'll have some great stories about some things that you've done that you normally wouldn't do and how it made you feel. Write it down, take a picture, talk about it. This is Use Your Weapon. We're going somewhere. Evolution has a direction. You better get going. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. Bye-bye.
Oh, it's not ended. Oh,